Welcome to Bhakti Steps. There are prayers on the screen. Please chant with me. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshuranlitamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vande Aham Shri Guru Shri Yukta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Grahunatam Tam Sajivam सा अद्वैतम सावधूतम परिजन सहितम कृष्ण चैतन्य देवम श्री राधा कृष्ण पदान सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वर विश्वभानुप्रिये प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धु भैरवच पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So welcome to welcome to Bhakti Steps. We'll continue from where we had stopped yesterday. Science of Self-Realization, 6th chapter. It was we were going through this discussion between Srila Prabhupada and BTG, right? Okay, we had just completed this section. So I want two volunteers. One is to read one is to read the BTG, another one to read Srila Prabhupada. Can someone volunteer to read BTG and Srila Prabhupada?
I can read.
Okay. And who will read Srila Prabhupada?
I will read.
Okay, sure. So let's start from here. So if can you
Sure,
start?
Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. PTG. So, if the government artificially puts all men into one class, then there can't be happiness.
No, that is unnatural and will cause chaos.
America's founding father didn't like classes because they had such bad experience with them. Before the revolution, Americans had been ruled by monarchs, and by monarchs would always become
Tyrannical.
tyrannical and unjust.
Because they weren't trained to be saintly monarchs, in Vedic civilization, boys were trained from the very beginning of life as first-class brahmacharis, celibate students. They went to the Gurukul, the school of the spiritual masters, and learned self-control, cleanliness, truthfulness, and many other saintly qualities. The best of them were later fit to rule the country. The
Yeah.
American
Wait,
Revolution.
wait, wait. So so we can see in today's world, nobody wants monarchism, king, and all that. The reason is because they become tyrannical, unjust, corrupt, right? So how in the Vedic times there were kings and there were so many kings. Like I'll just show you. Just a minute. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Oh, sorry. I had uploaded one picture. Somehow it is not here. Just hold on. Just hold on for 1 minute. 44 only. Just a second. That file is not getting uploaded. Okay. Save. Someone. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Um, okay. So this is a very big PDF, but what it shows is very interesting. We'll have to zoom in. See, it shows all the kings, the name of the kings that were there. You see? Bhanu, Murti, Naranarayan, Prana, Dhruva. Can you see this?
जी प्रभु जी
Yeah. So many kings have happened in the past. It's a very big document. So many kings have happened in the past. And what they are called? What is the name given to these kings? Saintly kings, right? What is the Sanskrit name? Raja Rishi. Have you heard this name? Raja Rishi. Have you heard this name? Raja Rishi.
Ji Prabhu.
Yeah. So what that means is it is Raja also, king also, and Rishi also. Rishi is saintly person, and Raja is king. So it is both. Raj Rishi. Arjuna was Raj Rishi. Yudhishthir Maharaj. Then so many kings. I showed you the genealogy, right? So many kings were um, Raj Rishi. They were saintly monarchs. So what is saintly monarchs? Saintly monarchs means they are monarchs and they are trained in saintly way of life. So what is saintly way of life? It is first they are trained in brahmachari celibate ashram in a gurukul, and what they are trained: self-control, cleanliness, truthfulness, and many other saintly qualities. In which school is all this taught? In today, which school it is taught? Do you know the name of that school? Where self-control, cleanliness, truthfulness, spiritual master is there. Do you know any such school in Bangalore or anywhere in the world? Such thing is taught? No, right? So what is the product that we are going to get? We are not going to get saintly. We are only going to get monarchs. So that's why people come from this education system. They become very big people, but at the end they become what? At the end they become corrupt. Getting? At the end they become corrupt. So that is the problem that is being faced. Hmm? So, so this is the Vedic system. Yesterday also this question was asked, right? What the education should be. So this is one of the answer. And the same thing we read in 17th chapter of Bhagavad Gita also: self-control, cleanliness, truthfulness, all the three things. Okay. Okay. Can you continue the American Revolution?
Yeah. The
Yes,
American
Prabhu.
the American
Oh,
Revolution has no special significance. The point is that when people become unhappy, they revolt. That was done in America, that was done in France, and that was done in Russia.
the American revolutionaries said that if a government fails to rule the people properly, then the people have the right to dissolve that government.
Yes, just as in Nixon's case, they pulled him down. But if they replace Nixon with another Nixon, then what is the value? They must know how to replace Nixon with a saintly leader. Because people do not have that training and that culture, they will go on electing one Nixon after another and never become happy. People can be happy. The formula for happiness is there in the Bhagavad Gita. The first thing they must know is that the land belongs to God. Why do Americans claim that the land belongs to them? When the first settlers went to America, they said, "This land belongs to God. Therefore, we have a right to live here." So, why are they now not allowing others to settle on the land? What is their philosophy? There are so many overpopulated countries. The American government should let those people go to America and should give them facility to cultivate the land and produce grains. Why are they not doing that? They have taken others' property by force, and by force they are checking others from going there. What is the philosophy behind this?
Yeah. So one of the thing that if the monarch has to be saintly, first thing is that he should know, everyone should know that the whole earth belongs to the Supreme Lord, to God, and we are ruling on behalf of Him. We need to have saintly qualities. Just like God has saintly qualities, we need to have that. Okay, go ahead. There is no philosophy. Yeah.
Progressism is their philosophy.
Hmm.
They take the property by force and then they make a law that no one can take another's property by force. So they are thieves. They cannot restrict God's property from being occupied by God's sons. America and other countries in the United Nations should agree that wherever there is enough land, it may be utilized by the human society for producing food. The government can say, all right, you are overpopulated, your people can come here, we will give them land and they can produce food. We would see a wonderful result. But will they do that? No. Then what is a philosophy? Roguism. I will take the land by force and then I won't allow others to come here.
Yeah. So we are seeing this happening right now, right? So wherever there is overpopulation, people can move out, and they can produce food wherever they are. Okay, read further.
One American motto is one nation under God.
Yes, that is Krishna consciousness. There should be one nation under God and one world government under God as well. Everything belongs to God and we are all His sons. That philosophy is wanted.
But in America, people are very much afraid of a central government because they think that whenever there is a strong government, there will be always a tyranny.
If the leaders are properly trained, there cannot be tyranny.
But one of the premises of the American system of government is that if a leader has too much power, he will inevitably become corrupt.
You have to train him in such a way that he cannot become corrupt.
Okay. Can you give me examples in today's world? Okay, not in the Vedic times, but in the today's world, if the leaders are properly trained and they have power in them, but still they are not becoming corrupt. Can you give me some examples of such organizations where there are leaders who are properly trained, and they are not, they are having power but they don't become corrupt? Can you think of?
Prabhuji, Ajim Premji, Prabhuji, the pros.
Okay, okay, that is a business leader, I
Uh,
understand. Anything other?
like
It's
politician,
called the
politician, Prabhu.
Politicians, Indian politicians are not properly trained, no? So we
Right.
see all kinds of problems with it. There's an organization which is properly trained, and then the leaders are very, very, you know, uh, ethical, moral, and they are
Our
not
SCON,
abusing.
Prabhu, our SCON.
ISKCON is a recent organization, agreed.
Hmm.
Anything more? Let's talk something about outside, where people can see. Actually, I'll give you one example. Where people are properly trained, in what institutions are properly trained? Can you know? Can you tell me which institutions are?
For example, Prabhu, the example coming to my mind is like army.
Yeah,
Uh,
I was also thinking about the army. Now, why I picked up army is, let's compare the Indian army. Oh, Indian army wiki. Indian army. They are the chiefs, right? The chief of Indian army. Um, mm, okay, the chief of Indian army. If you go here, there is this list of people, and they took to office, they left office. Okay, we'll start with 1955, after independence. 43 days, 1 year, 357 days, 4 years, 2 years, 3 years, and they have left. They became leaders, but then they have left, right? Isn't it? So this is one organization. If people are properly trained and they have big power, like here, Sam Manekshaw, the chief at that point, he had such a big power, right? In 1971, he fought the war, he won for India, and he liberated Bangladesh, right? He had such power with him, isn't it? So, but he still left it, he still retired. He didn't continue because these people are very nicely trained. So we don't have to, scratch our head. This is one good example, right? Isn't it? Where people have, properly trained, and then they took to office, they left office, they didn't take they were not very corrupt, after leaving this job, right? It's not that they have very big houses, they have very small house. Hmm? They have very small house and so many things. um, so this is one organization, and we can see many organizations like that, that if people are properly trained in army, properly people are trained, right? 3 years training, 1 year training, 2 year training, then they go from post to post, right? So we see such people. It is not something which is impossible, right? If we train people, then we will get good results, isn't it? You understand?
Yes, Prabhu.
Now we will compare this with Pakistan army chiefs. This is a country which is nearby, neighboring country. They are also trained, but there is a big problem there. We will see dictators coming out from that training, like Ziaul Haq, 12 years, 9 years, Musharraf, 6 years, 3 years, 6 years. These are just 11 people, okay? And they were also, and in India's chief, it is like, I don't know, maybe 30 or something. Hmm? So you can see a difference, that we know that there's a lot of corruption in this army, right? So point is, you proper training is required. Then when the power is there, then one won't be corrupt. And when proper training is not there, then too much of power will make a person crazy, and eventually they'll become corrupt, right? You're getting the point. Now, very interestingly, I always ask this question: uh, how can you become a doctor? Can you tell me how can you become a doctor?
By studying medicine.
So we have to give entrance exam, and
Yeah.
how many? 5 years of MBBS, right?
Yeah.
How to become engineer?
Same. 4 years
4 years of
training.
training in engineering college.
Mm.
How to become lawyer? Again, 3-4 years of law school. IAS officer, UPSC exam, 2-3 years of training, right? Isn't it? Now, how to become politician? Tell me.
No qualification required, Prabhuji. So many times, like.
No training, right? So such people are becoming what? CM, DCM, Prime Minister, President, Therefore, we will see, first of all, there is no training. But you can become CM, DM, PM, whatever. So without training, we are getting politicians.
Babuji, only one training. If you are born in some politician's house, you will become next CM or
There is no training there also.
yeah.
Point is, there is no official training. See, this is the problem with democracy. But in Vedic times, it was Raj Rishi. Right? Pandavas, did they had training? Yes or no? They also went to Gurukul. You name every king, he has went to Gurukul. Did Ram went to Gurukul? Yes. Did Ram went to Gurukul?
Yes, Prabhu.
Did Krishna went to Gurukul? Yes, he also went. Sandipani Muni in Ujjain. All these kings, they have went to Gurukul and they have got a training of how to control mind and senses. You name it and they have gone. Without training, they are not able to sit on the throne. This is the difference between Vedic time and today's politicians. There is no training, they are becoming heads of the state. Vedic times they are training, then only they are becoming head of the state. So therefore, in the Vedic time, corruption was less. But in today's time, corruption is so much, right? Agreed? Does it make sense? Now, question is, what is that training process? Can you read? Can you read? Continue reading. The training is.
Someone else can please read. Actually, my laptop is not working.
Okay.
I'm on the phone.
Sure. Someone else volunteer to read. Whoever was reading BTG, can you read?
Okay, Prabhu, I'll read quickly. Yeah.
Yeah. I will read the BTG then.
Uh-uh. One second. Yes, Prabhu. Yeah. Sorry, my phone also hung. One second. Yeah. The training is Varnashram Dharma. Divide the society according to quality and train people in the principle that everything belongs to God and should be used in the service of God. Then there really can be one nation under one God.
But if the society is divided into different groups, won't there be envy? Continue. Continue.
Yes. No. Just as in my body, there are different parts that work together. So the society can have different parts working for the same goal. My hand is different from my leg. But when I tell the hand, bring a glass of water, the leg will help. The leg is required and the hand is required.
Yeah. See, this dividing into different groups doesn't mean that they are separate. They are part of the same body, isn't it? They are part of the same. Like let's say in a company, how many groups are there in a company? How many business units are there? 2, 3 business units will be there, right? How many departments are there? Many departments are there. But is there envy between departments? Hmm? HR department is envious of finance. Finance department is envious of engineering. Is it happen like that?
No, Prabhu. If all departments work in cohesiveness to
Yeah.
support each other.
See, the point is they are working together. See, when we are working together, then even though we may be in different groups, there can be no envy because we are working together to achieve the same goal. Right? To achieve the same goal. So in the Shastras, there comes a very nice example. Varnashram system as a body. Um, okay. Let's take this. So so Varnashram system is described as well, so there's a lot of diagram. Is described as this picture. It is a one human body, hmm? And the Shudras are like the legs, the hands are like the Kshatriyas, the head is like the Brahmanas, and the stomach is the Vaishya. So the whole body, when they are working together, then only the whole body will be happy, right? If the hands become separate from the body, then the body will suffer, right? If the legs get separate from the body will suffer, isn't it? If the head is taken away from the body will suffer. If the stomach is having problem, then the body will still suffer. So everybody is together. We require everything: two hands, two legs, two eyes, stomach. Getting? So this is how the Varnashram system is divided, but they are working together. Just like hands and legs and eyes and mouth and stomach, everything is working towards the same purpose. And they're working together. It's like one machine. Hmm? My hand is different from leg, but when I tell the hand, bring the glass of water, the leg will help. Right? Ultimately, I need the hand to hold the glass of water, because that's how it will go in the mouth. But I need my leg to walk towards, the pitcher to get the water, right? Did the leg get the water? When the water was put in mouth, did the leg get water? Did the hand get water? Can you tell me? Who got the water?
Technically, mouth.
Yeah. But then the leg should be unhappy, right? Oh, the mouth drank all the water. The hand should be unhappy. Oh, the mouth drank all the water. Why doesn't that happen? Huh? Because this is one system. In a system, the hands and legs become strong if everything is put in the mouth and it is digested, and then the energy is passed within to the hands and legs. So you're getting. So we have this human body. I mean, this Varnashram system as a human body, and when they will work together, then all of them will be satisfied. Okay, but in the Western world, we have seen working class and capitalist class, and there is always warfare going on between the two.
Yes, the capitalist class is required and the working class is also required
But they are fighting.
because they are not trained. They have no common cause. The hand and the leg work differently, but the common cause is to maintain the body. So, if you find out the common cause for both the capitalists and the workers, then there will be no fighting. But if you do not know the common cause, then there will be always be fighting.
Yeah. So here is the solution to all fighting. What is the solution?
Solution is if everyone has a common goal, then they'll not be fighting. If
First,
everyone is working
in the
differently, then
team,
that's fine.
everyone should find out what is the common cause and then work towards it. Then there will be no fighting. So in a company, everybody is working towards one goal, right? To get the product and to sell it, and then that money will come. The money will go to the finance department, and the finance department will distribute to everybody as salary, isn't it? So let's take when husband and wife are fighting. How can they resolve their fight? Tell me. We
With
read, right? Common cause.
common cause.
Now, what all can be the common cause?
Kids,
Okay, kids, yes. What all can be the common cause?
family.
Family, the
Yeah.
house,
Harmony in relationship.
harmony in relationship. This is one team,
Yeah.
right? This is how once the common cause is being found, right, then fighting becomes zero. Isn't the solution very simplistic? Yes or no?
Yes,
Or it
true.
is complex? It is simple. It is simple. With the help of some experts, now we can figure out what is the common cause and then work towards it. Okay, if we ourselves cannot figure out, we have to take help of the experts. And then experts will help us to find out the common goal, the common path, the common, you know, similarities, and then you become one team to work ahead. Okay. Revolution.
Yes.
But the most important thing is to find the common cause that people can unite on.
Yes, just like in our Krishna conscious society, you come to consult me about every activity, because I can give you the common cause. Otherwise, they will be
Just hold on.
fighting.
Just hold on. See, this line is a very important line. Can you tell me what is Prabhupada trying to tell you? In other words, okay? This is a very important line. Can you tell me what are the key words and the key concept in this one line?
Prabhu, based on what I understood, is that um, Prabhupada is giving direction to every member. So he is creating that common goal for everyone who is coming into the ISKCON or the Krishna Conscious Society, is what my understanding.
Okay, good. We need to decipher this line because this will help us in our personal life and every life. Okay, within devotees, outside devotees, within family, within husband, wife, everything. There are few key things that Prabhupada is saying, and it will apply to everyone. So, first thing is to know that we are part of a whole, hmm, part of whole, or part of one team. This was discussed in the previous sections. Okay, we should first know, okay, we are part of the whole or we are part of one team, right? One team, one organization. Then we need to consult the guru, consult the wise, consult the counselor. For what? What is the consultation for? What is the consultation for? Yes, why do we need to consult? Come on, tell me.
To solve our so Prabhu, what I think is that uh, one is the guidance factor, where we need guidance, because many a times we don't know what we're doing. That's one. Also, uh, to clarify or clear out, our doubts, we may have a different approach. For example, before coming to Krishna consciousness, we all were living in a very different life, and the goals were very different for us. After coming to Krishna consciousness, that's when we understood the basic, like we're not the body, we're the soul, and so on and so forth. So our goal has changed, that now what is my purpose? My purpose is to get a bungalow and an ABCD lakhs in my account, etc., etc., and so on and so forth. Or the purpose is to go back to God, or have a Krishna prema. So I think this entire perspective got changed after coming to Krishna consciousness, is what I think of.
Okay, okay. No, I am asking very general thing. What you said is right. I am asking very generally. We are deciphering from this one line. How can we resolve the fighting? So first is we need to understand we are part of the whole. We are part of one team. Second is we need to consult the guru, wise counselor, for what? To take guidance. Like you were telling
Also, they
about.
have a larger perspective. If I think from the
Yeah, yeah,
corporate perspective, they have a larger goal. Like the way we give it to our team members, we know the bigger picture of
yeah,
the entire thing, and they're just doing the transactions or a particular
yeah.
part.
So third thing is to know the common cause. You can tell it in different ways also. To know the common cause for the whole, hmm, or for the team, right? For a higher purpose, isn't it? These three things Prabhupada is saying. First thing we need to know we are part of the whole, or we are part of one team. Then we need to take a consult, guidance, process, whatever from the guru, wise, counselor, and they will tell us, okay, what is the common cause here? What is the higher purpose here? Hmm? What is ultimately benefited for the whole, ultimately benefiting for the one team? When we know these three things, then it becomes easier. The fights will reduce, they will resolve. Okay? You're getting right what I'm trying to say. Three things. Any question on this? Any question on this?
No problem.
Okay. Prabhupada is going to expand on this one line. See, the very next he says, otherwise they will be fighting. See, very interestingly, Prabhupada says, consult me. It is not like Prabhupada is saying out of proudness or something. He is the Guru. He knows that. He's playing the role of a Guru. He's playing the role of a wise person. Right? Therefore, he's saying, you can consult me in every activity. And then I will give you common cause. Otherwise, they will be fighting. Start. Continue.
Otherwise, they will be fighting. The government should be very expert to know the aim of life, the common cause, and they should train the people to work for the common cause. Then they will be happy and peaceful. But if people simply elect rascals like Nixon, they will never find a common cause. Any rascal can secure votes by some arrangements, and then he becomes the head of the government. The candidates are bribing, they are cheating, they are making propaganda to win votes. Somehow or other, they get votes and capture the prime post. The system is bad.
Yeah. Prabhupada is summing all our problems. If we are to talk on what is today's political situation, how to resolve it, in one paragraph, Prabhupada is explaining everything. Right? Bribes, cheating, any way we can get the votes. Right? And and the people simply elect rascals. I mean, see, very strong word Prabhupada has used, rascals. The reason is, even today's politicians, they're so corrupt, right? They're only thinking about themselves. They have thousand crore rupees of uh, personal wealth. To earn few lakhs, how much effort we have to put, right, in our company? Just imagine, to earn 1 crore, how much effort I will have to put. Just imagine, for 50 crores, for 100 crores, for 500 crores, for 1000 crores, how much effort I have to put, right? But how come this politician in last 10 years, 20 years, suddenly, is showing 1000 crores of property? Huh? Where is the effort? You understand, right, what I'm trying to say? The effort is all in these things: bribing, cheating, propaganda, win, and so many things. So this system is very bad system. So if you don't choose your leaders by popular election, how will the society be governed?
You require Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. Just as when you want to construct a building, you require engineers. You don't want sweepers, isn't it? Isn't it that so? What will sweeper do? No, there must be engineers. So if you follow the division of Varnashrama, only Kshatriyas are allowed to govern. And for the legislative assembly, the senators, only qualified Brahmanas. Now the butchers is in the legislative assembly. What does he know about making law? He's a butcher. But by winning votes, he became a senator. At, at the present moment, by the principle of vox populi, a butcher goes to the legislature. So everything depends on training. In our Krishna conscious society, we are actually doing that. But in the cause of politics, they forget it. There cannot be just one class. That is a foolishness because Mm. Because we have to engage different classes of men in different activities. If we do not if we do not know the art, then we will fail because unless there is a division of work, there will be havoc. We have discussed all the responsibilities of the king in Srimad Bhagavatam. The different classes in the society should cooperate exactly as the different parts of the body do. Although each part is meant for a different purpose, they all work for one cause to maintain the body properly.
Yeah. So many things Prabhupada said, right, in this purport. So each part has a different purpose, but one cause. What is that one cause? To maintain the body properly. So like this. So we can use this principle everywhere, within family, within devotees, outside, in our corporate life. If you can explain the bigger picture, sometimes in corporate language they say to explain the bigger picture, then the employees become happy. What is the actual duty of the government? Okay, what is actually the government should do? Read.
To understand what God wants and to see that society works towards that aim, then people will be happy. But if the people work in the wrong direction, how can they be happy? The government's duty is to see that they are working in the right direction. The right direction is to know God and to act according to his instructions. But if the leaders themselves do not believe in supremacy of God, and if they do not know what God wants to do or what he wants us to do, then how can there be good government? The leaders are misled.
There is one more line. Did you get disconnected? Oh.
Hare Krishna, Prabhupada.
Yeah, something got disconnected or something. Can you complete? The leaders are misled and they are misleading others. That is the
Prabhu, I did now. Prabhu, I did now. I finished.
okay, okay. That got cut actually. So that is the chaotic condition of this world. See, the leaders are not trained. They themselves don't know what is the goal of life. They don't know what God wants. That also they don't know. How do you know what God wants? Can you tell? How do you know what God wants?
By reading scriptures.
Yeah,
So
there is
basically, Guru,
Shastras.
Shastra, and
Sang.
these they tell us. Shastra said, Guru tells us
Yes.
what God wants. Yeah.
Yeah. So in the United States, there has traditionally been separation of church and state. So, wait. So, this question has a very interesting thought is that um, generally, in this, like all kinds of monarchy and all, the religion does take important role, right? So, whenever these revolutions happened, right, they saw that the religion was also used for selfish purpose, for corruption and all that. So that's why there is a separation of church and state. So Prabhupada is saying, God and what he wants, and for what is the goal and all that. So it sounds that okay, Prabhupada is also trying to keep the church and the state together now. So now he asks for clarification. Is it like the same thing, the church and the state? Read.
I'm not talking about the church. Church or no church, that is not the point. The main thing is that the leaders have to accept that there is a supreme controller. How can they deny it? Everything in nature is going on under the Supreme's Lord control. The leader cannot control nature, so why don't they accept a supreme controller? That is a defect in society. In every respect, the leader are feeling that there must be a supreme controller, and yet they are still denying him.
They are denying him and they themselves are becoming the controller. Hmm. But suppose the government is atheistic. Continue reading.
Shall I read, Mataji?
Yeah, Mataji, go ahead.
Yes, Mataji, please you go ahead. Sorry.
Then there cannot be good government. The Americans say they trust in God, but without the signs of God, that trust is simply fictitious. First, take the signs of God very seriously, then put your trust in Him. They do not know what God is, but we do. We actually trust in God. They are manufacturing their own way of governing, and that is their defect. They will never be successful. They are imperfect, and if they go on manufacturing their own ways and needs, they will remain imperfect. There will always be revolutions, one after another. There will be no peace.
Yeah. So they say that in God we trust and all that, but they have no idea about science of God. They don't refer to Shastras. And Shastra also they will manipulate for their benefit. So there will be revolutions going one after another, there will be no peace. Who determines the regulative principles of religion that people should follow?
God. God is perfect. He does that. According to the Vedic version, God is the leader of all living entities. Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetanana. We are different from Him because He is all perfect and we are not. We are very small. We have the qualities of God, but in very small quantity. Therefore, we have only a little knowledge, that's all. With a little knowledge, you can manufacture a 747 airplane, but you cannot manufacture a mosquito. God has created the mosquito's body, what is also an airplane. And that is the difference between God and us. We have knowledge, but it is not as perfect as God's. So the leaders of the government have to consult God, then they will rule perfectly.
Yeah. Sometimes these planes they crash, right? And so many people die and big lawsuits happen. But we have all seen mosquitoes. and sometimes there are too many mosquitoes near the lamp, right, near the light and all that. Have you seen too many mosquitoes? Yes.
Yes, sir.
do they do they have any accidents? Huh? Do these mosquitoes have any accident? They're going so fast around, the lamp. They're swarming.
Yes,
Do they
yes,
have
Prabhuji.
do they have accidents? Do they hit each other? Do they hit each other? No, right? They have very advanced capability to avoid obstacles and still move in fast direction. In today's world, 747 cannot do that, right? They cannot do that. So this is God's technology, and 747 is human technology. Has God also devised the most perfect government?
Oh, yes. The Kshatriyas ruled the government in Vedic times. When there was a war, the king was the first to fight, just like your George Washington. He fought when there was a war. But what kind of president is ruling now? When there is a war, he sits very securely and telephones orders. He is not fit to be a president. When there is war, the president should be the first to come forward and lead the battle.
This is another defect of democracy, right? If war happens, the leader is in the bunker and soldiers are fighting. But if the man is small and imperfect, how can he execute God's perfect orders for a perfect government? Now, this is a very interesting statement. See, we are imperfect, okay? We have certain capabilities also. Then we are imperfect, but we are to be executing God's perfect plans. How is that possible that can an imperfect being, carry out all their orders? Read.
Although you may be imperfect because you are carrying out my orders, you are you are becoming perfect. You have accepted me as your leader, and I accept God as my leader. In this way, society can be governed perfectly.
Yeah. So when one surrenders to the Guru and the Guru surrenders to God, and in the with the help of the Shastras, the Guru explains the disciples how to govern. Then the disciple is also becoming perfect, the Guru is also becoming perfect. Right? This is how you can become perfect. So good government means first of all accept the supreme being as the real ruler of the government.
You cannot directly accept the Supreme Being. You must accept the servants of the Supreme Beings, the Brahmanas or Vaishnavas, devotees of the Lord, as your guides. The government men are Kshatriyas, the second class. The Kshatriyas should take advice from the Brahmanas or Vaishnavas and make laws accordingly. The Vaishyas should carry out the Kshatriyas' order in practice, and the Shudras should work under these three orders. Then society will be perfect.
Yeah. So this is a solution, very nice solution. You first listen to the Brahmanas or the Vaishnavas. They are learned people in the Shastras. They will guide. And the Kshatriyas will take the guidance and protect everyone. The Vaishya, Shudra, Brahmanas. And the Vaishyas will also carry out the orders of the Kshatriya to produce food, protect cow, and to do business. And the Shudra, he will work for the three society, because they need people to do all kinds of things. So the Shudra will do that and he'll also be protected by doing that. See, this is how the Varnashram system was in the Vedic times. Okay. So, any questions or comments? Any question or comment at this point?
No, Prabhu, you have explained it really well. Thank you.
Anyone has any question? Any comment?